Hi, welcome to another episode of the Busted Knuckle Garage. Alright, safety first. I've got this SV650 2004 model, and this huge exhaust pipe is really annoying. And based upon some other videos that I've watched, we can modify this stock exhaust to sound really good. Measuring from 12 inches from here to here, cutting a line, using the hacksaw to cut through that, going around. The hardest part, of course, is on the inside of the frame. Get it in here, and then I had to lay down on my side to get it to go under here, like so. And there's some scratches. So, but again, right AMAP fashion here. If you ever wanted to see what the inside of your muffler looks like, well, that's it. So now, nothing's down in there. So I gotta get some baffles, and then I gotta get the end cap off. Things you might need: gloves, safety glasses, a grinder. You might need, if you have a hand grinder, that probably would work better too. As you saw before, I measured 12 inches from here to here, and then I cut that off. That stock pipe is really long and sticks out like a big bazooka. So now we're going to shorten it up to like a mortar. There's 3 spot welds on the back. Oh, other things you might need: a screwdriver for pounding with a hammer, a Makita. Well, you don't need a Makita, but you know, a sawzall with a couple blades. I used that blade, and then I needed the other blade. I don't know how old that blade was when I started, but it got through one of the cuts by itself, and then actually about 1 2/3, and then the rest of the way I used the newer blade. So this is what we've come up with. Ta-da! This is the innards. This is the innards of a muffler. You saw me pull it out. This is what it looks like when it's all unwrapped. This and this, see, inside there with all that stuff, this is now garbage. I'm taking that apart, and what it did is I took out one of the expansion chambers, okay? This used to be in the back. That's now gone. So now we just have 1.5 expansion chambers instead of 2. Actually, it was 3. 3 expansion chambers, or deafening chambers. They're not expansion chambers. They deafen the sound, right? So, oh, don't forget your tape measure. You need those. So this is what we're going to do. The hardest part, honestly, was getting the outside of this off of this, okay? This used to be down in there, and there are 3 spot welds. I had to grind down the spot welds to get the outer casing off of it. This is the length of the stock muffler. Okay, stock muffler. And I made this cut, slid it off. It was all nice in one piece. So then I made another cut to take this part out. So now that I'm left with that pipe, this was still connected. And I mentioned the 3 spot welds, so I grinded those spot welds off and was able to remove that piece. Now, after measuring carefully, measuring twice, cutting once, now this part will fit down inside here. And it will go inside once I bang on it with my mallet, okay? Then I'm going to take some screws, some self-tapping screws, and put those on. Alright? Looking good. So, that's to the point to where we're at. So I'm taking... Now this is the part that's going to slide down in, and so I want this clean cut edge against that, because that's the hardest part. This, I don't care if this is all ratty on this side, because when I roll this up, let's see, let's start on this side. When I roll this up, I want a nice clean edge to go back inside the muffler, inside the outer casing. This is stovepipe tape, So I'm going to take this stovepipe tape, and the reason I'm doing this, again, is so I can get a nice, clean slip into the muffler. Stock outer casing. See if I can tear it, and that'll work. Okay, so I'm bending this back around. Moment of truth. Actually, that doesn't make any sense at all. Aha! See, that fits very nicely. Now I'm going to feed this down. And this is really wiry stuff right here. So we're going to stuff all that red piping hair, yuck, down in there. And then I'll trim that off. And voila! Voila! Now, again, the test of a muffler, you hear what it sounds like. So, we'll hear what it sounds like later. This is my mallet. I guess my mallet has a boo-boo because it has a Band-Aid. Yeah, baby! So, to keep this on, I'm gonna, as I mentioned, I'm gonna get a self-tapping screw. If I had a spot welder, that's what I would use. Don't have a spot welder, so I'm going to get a self-tapping screw, and actually I probably won't get a self-tapping screw because that's a lot of metal to go through. So I'll drill a hole and we'll get it pinned on there. Yeah, we good. That looks a lot nicer. I don't have 2 miles of pipe hanging out. I mean, it used to literally come out past my license plate. So, looking forward to that. After drilling through the bottom, I hate drilling through metal. I always break a bit, I swear. Broke a bit, but I drilled through the metal, screwed it down. Here we go. Moment of finality. Whether I like it or not, this is how it is. And if it sounds bad, then I just, replace the exhaust. And I wasted 2 or 3 hours of my time. Here we go. Much, much better. Much better. Not obnoxiously loud. But that sounds so much better. Before it sounded like a sewing machine, it was so quiet. This is the sound test. After changing the exhaust, the stock exhaust, we want to see what it sounds like. So Daphne said she wanted to go for a ride. Not a lot loud. My other bike is louder. The little 550, but it has 2 exhausts. This only has 1. I might take out some of the baffling. Not the baffling, some of the batting. Oh, I'm getting hit in the face with the bugs. Ah! Now I trapped the bug inside my helmet. Ah!
That's what happened.
I had a bug. Well, After riding around with it for a week, I've decided to cut it again. It wasn't quite loud enough. And what I've done here is just take the end cap back out, and I cut off that baffle section in the middle. This used to be here, and I cut through that, and then you have to cut through, actually it was like this. I cut through that, and then you have to cut through this pipe right here that goes to the exit port. And it just wasn't quite loud enough for me, so I'm going to do it this way and get some more. It idles really well, but I want to get more tone and more. I can still hear the engine, I can still hear the different things around me, like cars and stuff, and I like them to be able to hear me, not me be able to hear them. So, for safety factors. Now, if you want to just leave that big bazooka on the back like that, that sounds really good.